Oh, gotta love when you're like filming videos and it's summer and it's like fucking 25 to 30 degrees, but you can only film at nights, but you're in a theater room for like 6 hours watching movies, so it gets really humid, and then you just have to make a video and just start pouring with sweat. Oh my god. Anyway, how's it going, folks? Today I'm going to be talking about the burdens of physical media. Gee whiz, I wonder if I do that a lot. In this case, I'm talking about The Thing as a movie. One of my favorite horror films. My favorite John Carpenter. I was going to say my second favorite, but that's Prince of Darkness. It's close. That's a close number one. I know you think it's Halloween, but no, that's like number 3. Maybe. I was looking and searching, and I happened to stumble on eBay to the Scream Factory release of The Thing. And I'm like, hey, shit, I don't have that yet, or at least I don't think I have that. Maybe I should look, because it's like $30 for that, plus the 2011 film, which I already have 2 different versions of, and it's the same fucking disc, it's just in 2 different sets. And yet to think I only watched it by pirating it. How ironic. Nevertheless, and I was thinking to myself, like, okay, should I be... I still might. Mind you, having an individual release for the 2011 film, plus having an actual physical release for the Scream Factory one, maybe it's a good idea. You know, it's got the slip card and everything. Is it worth my money? And to a basic degree, yes. In terms of as a, film and everything, sure. So it is region locked, region A. I don't really mind that. It's not really a burden for me. I don't have many Scream Factories for John Carpenter. I have like Escape from New York, which was the only way I could get that at the time, and I never watched it. I ended up getting the 4K UHD when that came out. So, but I still have it because it comes with a fuck ton of special features. That's a good bonus. So I was like thinking, fuck, alright, okay, maybe because it's a 2K scan, slightly different color timing to what I already have, Arrow Video, and, the Universal 4K release. So I'm like, okay, so visually I probably don't need it. Like, I love the 4K UHD, and I even did like the Arrow Video release, which I already have 2 versions of, so it's like, do I really need to get Scream Factory? So I'm like, transfer-wise, I have what I prefer and what I think is better. A lot of people do like the color timing on the film, but that's, to each their own. So I'm like, okay, well, what else is there? Well, there's a fuck ton of special features, like 2 whole discs. And then I looked on a website that compared the pair, and it compared every single release, and you could even tag which ones you wanted to specifically look at. And I realized, because it didn't have the 4K UHD, which really has no special features whatsoever, nothing to look at. The outside of like having Terror Take Shape and like a few very small interviews and like trailers, not worth it for the special features, but for the 4K UHD, fuck yeah, baby. And I have both the Steelbook edition and the 4K collector set, and I watched the Steelbook disc instead because that's the one that doesn't fuck up on my player. Depends on which player I use, but still. So I was comparing the Arrow Video release to the Scream Factory release. I'm thinking, okay, so they've got some different special features. You got 2 different transfers, different color timing. The Scream Factory release also has, the TV version and shit. So they've got enough special features that are different, plus commentaries that are different. And then I remembered, I have this. Which some of you might know. This is the Turbine release, limited edition, like one of 2,000 units only, which it is a big fold-out thingy, which is pretty bloody cool. I don't really need to show off how fucking cool of a set it is. It's so good, despite having both booklets being in German. Really annoying. But this edition, when I ordered it, and I got this from a dude on Facebook, and like it was mint and everything, but the one thing that a lot of people said about it review-wise, it has every single special feature from Scream Factory. And it has the 4K scan. So it's even better than the Scream Factory version. And I'm like, oh fucking damn, I'll get that. Yes, I will. It's a big heavy thing, I'm not going to hold it for that much longer. But, obviously, I realize I can compare to the Turbine release, because I have the Arrow Video Steelbook, the Arrow Video Standard release, because the deluxe and slipcase versions were not available anymore. Thank you, me, for not finding them 2 years earlier. And I got the steelbook for like $30, which is fucking cool because I really like that steelbook. And so I'm like looking at this shit. I'm like, I'm cross comparing, and I realized that Turbine does have every single special feature, plus more. It has stuff that the Arrow video set doesn't fucking have. It even has the bloody TV version, which is like insane to me. It had the 2011 version, which I didn't already have at the time, which I now have in the 4K collector set, and it has the soundtrack, which also is in the 4K collector set, but I didn't have that either. And this is like alternate music by Ennio Morricone, so it's like, it's a fucking good set, you know, as well as the posters and all that shit. And bloody my god, is it worth it? And the artwork on it, it's a like mantelpiece display, which I can now display it over there, and I love it. So obviously, I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, I mean, now it's just rounded down to packaging, which is still the slipcover and everything, which is nice. Plus, it has the 2K scan with a different color timing. I'm not always one who's picky on color timings, personally. It's arguably the same for audio choices. Depends on the movie and what I mean, realistically, we all are picky with this shit. Like, I watched the first time I think I watched it was on DVD. No, it couldn't have been. I'm pretty sure I had a Blu-ray. I'm pretty sure I had like the Australian standard Blu-ray release. That was the first time I watched it. And obviously that was not a problem. Color time and shit like that, it wasn't like a thing for me back when I watched it. Because that wasn't a thing until like 3 years ago, and I watched that film like 5 years ago. So, oh my gosh, I've been watching that for 5 years now. I'm pretty sure I watched it in 2016. If not 2017, but still. It wasn't until like 2018, 2019 I started getting into color timing and 4K and all that bullshit. So, that wasn't a problem. Then I got the 4K scan by Arrow Video, and obviously a lot of special features. I haven't watched hardly any of them, which is on me. So realistically, it shouldn't matter. But I have them all. So I'm not always a particular person when it comes to different color timings. But at the same time, I do also have both different 4Ks of Halloween. It is what it is. So it's kind of ironic. I'm just trying to say it's ironic for me to say I don't care for color timing. I technically do. I'm just not that much of a stickler for it. I'm more of an audio person, but at the same time, it really depends. I just haven't had as many issues. I think that's the best way to put it. I haven't had as many issues when it comes to color timing issues than I have with audio. So, yeah. Anyway. So this is like one of those things. I'm trying to realize what the fuck I was talking about. Because I really just basically wanted to talk about the Thing and like how I have so many different editions of it. You know, I'm going to make this video just about the Thing, but the whole point is that there are different editions of the film, and it's annoying. And of course, there is a guy who actually made a video showing off all these different editions before the 4K had come out. And I don't think he had the Turbine edition. I think he mentioned it, but he didn't have it. And let me just unplug this. There we go. Okay. How? Howdy-ho there, neighborino. So, of course, I've got the Turbine release there. It's really nice, obviously. Packaging that wraps all the way around. Really bloody nice. I should probably zoom out a little. Obviously, I usually display it like this because art-wise, gorgeous. Comes with so much extra shit from like the patch that is upside down. I apologize. You got the CD. You got all these art cards and posters. If you want to look at it, you know, this is a good. I love when they have these things. I thought it was a steelbook release originally. I kind of thank God it isn't because I really love that thingy. But yeah, so it has a lot of shit in it. It's also in German, which is really annoying because obviously I don't speak German. And it's just a nice box. It's good. I don't need to put in a protector. It's a nice material that even if it got dust, it's fine. As long as it doesn't fall off the shelf, it's fine. Then, of course, you walk over here. Outside of me having... I have, like, the Thing from Another World. I think that is all the way down there. There it is. It's not going to focus, is it? There it is. That's the original. We don't care about the original. I mean, in terms of this video, I actually do like the original a lot. Nevertheless, we go to my John Carpenter collection. I have a lot of his films. Actually, fun fact, I have all of his films. How cool is that? The Thing. And you're probably thinking, geez, Julian, where's the rest of it? So obviously you got the 4K collector's set, which comes with, it doesn't tell you, it has a fold out, it has a fucking poster that's currently over there because I haven't put it up on the wall yet, but I really like Matt Ferguson artwork. I've actually put the Arrow Video Blu-ray in there because obviously slide this thing out outside of having the booklet, which is pretty goddamn rad. You know, you got your art cards. I leave the best one on top. That's the Steelbook release. Cool, yeah? Cool. I love the artwork. This, also, Arrow Video release because of the special features. This is the 2011 film. That's the soundtrack. You know, and then you're like, okay, well, where's the rest of that shit? Well, the Steelbook is over there. Because I really like that Steelbook so much, so I display it. But the disc remains in it. Because that's from the standard edition. The Steelbook for that is, I mean, the artwork's the same. So, where's Carpenter? Carpenter. It's here. In fact, I have 2 different releases of the Steelbook. I will put images on screen now to show that one of them, this one here, my god, my finger is that far away from my camera. This one on the left is the Mondo Steelbook. I haven't watched the disc. It's probably the old Blu-ray. I don't want to watch it, but I have it. There you go. And on the right is obviously the Zavvi released 4K Steelbook. It's an okay design. It's fine. This is it. Hey, I found it. It was buried underneath all those at the back. This is the reversible artwork, obviously, because I really prefer this artwork. But, like, look at all those special features. I mean, look at that shit. You know, who needs the Scream Factory release? So, yeah. It's a lot of releases for the film. Like, you know, I walk back over here, and I look at the Steelbook, and I'm like, it's a bloody nice Steelbook, you know? Plus that Steelbook and the other 2 Steelbooks. It's just annoying. But this is what I mean when it comes to being like, you know, an avid collector, an avid fan. Sure, the guy whose video I watched, which was quite an interesting video as it was, it's not perfect, I think, because he describes the back of, like, what's on, like, the Arrow release and the Scream Factory release, but it doesn't, like, show an image, so you can read along with it if you want to do a comparison yourself, hence why these extra websites exist, like DVD Beaver and shit like that. Good stuff. I think it was just DVD comparison. I don't even know what the hell it was. Still, oh my god. I also have this release, which is another 4K Steelbook, which is the Taiwan release. Okay, sure, that one's just a simple 4K UHD. But bloody hell. Oh, it's insane. Absolute insanity. What the fuck? I don't really know what the point is. Look, obviously, for me personally, I'm debating whether I should get this other release of it. Maybe by the time this video's come out, I've already gotten it because it only has a few more days left to be bid on, and I might just be like, fuck it, throw some loose change, why not? At least I'm getting 2 films, and I'm getting a different transfer. You know, and it comes with the slip cover and all that kind of stuff, so there's at least some benefits there. But yeah, it's just like, it just looks like a waste of money in a way. Like, which is always a problem when it comes to a lot of physical media releases, which is, conclusion, is physical media worth it? Sometimes it can be a tricky thing. Like, when they released Dawn of the Dead, the second site release, they had the limited edition box sets, and I bought the Blu-ray one, not the 4K. Because the Blu-ray one had the Blu-ray version of each of the films, and I'm like, well, I want to get the Blu-ray, and I don't know if they're going to do an individual release. That was dumb of me. I should realistically have bought, you know, the 4K release, but I bought the 4K release, the smaller one, just recently. I got it for like $40 odd, which is actually pretty okay because it probably was cheaper in the end to buy the Blu-ray limited edition set, which comes with the booklet and everything, plus all 4 discs, and to have the 4K. And you're probably thinking, why the fuck did you bother then if you got the 4K in the end anyway? It's like, I like to still have the Blu-rays, you know, it's just nice to have the transfer if I want to put it on my computer so I can watch it on my laptop, or if I want to, you know, put it into an editing program so I can use it for a video essay, something like that. I like having opportunities. So, like, it's nice that I could get that individual release. It's the same in theory with like Dario Argento's films, because a lot of them have been re-released on 4K, which are like up there. Bird of the Crystal Plumage, Deep Red, Cat o' Nine Tails, Phenomena. I have them all as 4K Arrow Video scans, but I'm getting the UHDs anyway. But there's different features. There's like, oh, it's so annoying. This is what's such a thing. The headache is enough of a burden, you know. Where sometimes, sure, if you have the money, you know, why not double dip? Because in my case, how many times did I dip for this movie? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 7 times have I bought this movie, which is insane, right? Yeah, 4K Steelbook, regular Steelbook, other 4K Steelbook, Arrow 4K Steelbook, that's 4 fucking Steelbooks, collector's set, standard Arrow set, turbine set. 7 times. That's insane. And 2 of the discs are the same, and then another 3 of the discs are the same again, just different artwork on the top. Bloody hell. I mean, at the same time, the turbine is basically the same disc as the Arrow Video, it just has different special features. It's just got the same transfer. I mean, look, as a collector, sure, it's fucking worth it. If it's a film you love, I mean, why not? But at the same time, it could be a film you really, really like, that you just want to get the best version of, and at the time, this is just the best you can get. And at the time it was. Like, when I bought the Arrow Video release, the standard edition, I didn't know that there was a Scream Factory. I don't think I knew what Scream Factory was. But it was also a 4K scan, which was better than the Scream Factory, so I probably did my research and was like, oh, well, I should get the 4K scan, because why not? And it's like $20. And the collector set I thought I was buying, I didn't know collector set sold out at the time. There's a lot of shit I didn't know, you know, so I was growing into it. I think this is like one of the first films that I've slowly learnt more things about collecting habits, you know. So it's been an interesting journey to buy this film in what I think is the best version possible, and I love that 4K UHD transfer. But I also love the turbine release. I love knowing that I have all these special features. I don't need... I mean, Arrow still has some different special features. That's like the one exception, which I'm fine with. But this is exactly why I don't think I need to get the Scream Factory on, because outside of the slightly different transfer, which is arguably a lesser quality transfer, depending on who you ask, it's like I don't really need it, because I have all the special features anyway on a different bloody set. So, yeah. But yeah, it's interesting, you know. Obviously, I kind of benefit in a way, because I got a lot of my money post high school, so I was buying a lot of stuff, upgrading from what my dad has. So, Gremlins, one of my favorite movies, I had it on DVD, bought for like $20 the 2-disc DVD pack with the first two DVD pack with the first 2 movies, and then upgraded that to the Blu-ray of the second film and the 4K of the first film as a steelbook. So it's like having my own money to upgrade from what my dad has previously bought on DVD is good for me, you know? It's an evolution. It's nice. So, is obviously physical media worth it in this regard? Sure. Obviously. Like, sure, it requires spending a lot more money. Maybe you want to wait a lot longer of a time before you can pick stuff up. Because, like, realistically, do you want to spend, you know, $40, $50 now on a film when you could spend $60 in, like, a year and a half and get a better version? I don't know. That's just how it is. It's always a tricky thing, unfortunately, with physical media, especially if they keep upgrading it. Like, and especially if they upgrade it, and you're like, yeah, I want this upgrade, because it's like a 4K UHD from a standard Blu-ray. And then when you get it, you realize it's actually shit. So, Pirates of the Caribbean is a great example there, where I bought the 5-pack all on 4K. I ended up selling it 3 weeks later. I got like $5, $6 back. So, like, I got the money I spent plus some, which is good. But it's obviously a burden for me, because it was like, I mean, it even disappeared from stores, which already seemed sus, and then the reviews came out, oh, by the way, this fucking looks like trash. And I'm like, oh, right. Thank you. I mean, I researched beforehand, but there was no research because it hadn't come out. It came out in Australia, of all fucking places. What the hell? It comes out a 5-pack on 4K. No one else gets it. I only watched the first movie. I'm not going to watch the sequels. I do like them, but I'm not going to watch them to see if their 4Ks are good, because it's like, that's terrible. I'm going to buy the Blu-rays instead, with the special features, which the 4Ks didn't have. Anyway, stick around for part 2, where I discuss how Pirates of the Caribbean fucking sucks as a 4K. Anyway, bye.